One question I still have. You recorded 2 songs in 1999, Died and Get Born Again.
Mm-hmm.
Were you actually talking maybe about recording new album? Because I listened to an interview, I think in 1999, Layne phoned in and you were in, I think it was a radio interview.
Oh, Rockline or something like that.
Were you actually talking about doing some new stuff, maybe a new album?
Sure.
That was always a possibility. It was never closed until for me or any of us, or Layne or anybody, until the day he passed away.
Yeah. So he also talked about doing new stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, because the image is that he was just not into music anymore, but he was.
No, that's not true.
No, I mean, I'd fucking go over to his place and fucking he'd be playing me shit. He'd be writing all the time, you know, and I would too, and he'd play me stuff and I'd play him stuff and vice versa, you know. I mean, there's always a possibility. I mean, it was just a lot, you know. We did a lot of really amazing things together, and we did far more than I think we ever fucking intended, and that's a lot to digest for a bunch of young kids, you know what I mean, young men, you know what I mean, and all of that, all that it entails. It's not fucking built for longevity, what we do for any band, you know, for whatever fucking reason, man. So, but the cool thing is through all of that shit, we always did what was right for us, and it might not have been right for business, because if it was fucking right for business, we wouldn't have put 2 #1 records out back to back and then not toured them, you know. It just wasn't feeling right to us personally, where we were at personally, so we made those decisions for us. If we were out to fucking cash in, we would have been out there fucking going until one of us fucking died on the road, but we didn't. We cared about each other, and we still care about each other in that way, and that's the thing that I'm most proud of. I'm really proud of the music, and I'm proud of the success that we've had, but more importantly, I'm proud of everything that we've gone through as friends, and becoming men, and going through the hardest things and the coolest things, you know, life. Yeah.
What was then, last question, what was the hardest period? Because I think, you recorded until 1995, then you did the Unplugged in 96, and then, you had your solo album release. What was the hardest part then? And then later on the coolest part?
It's all fucking hard, dude. There's no goddamn roadmap. I mean, you know.
No, but I mean, but I mean, maybe from 99 until 2002.
I hear what you're saying. You're trying to pick a period that's like the hardest part. I mean, it's just life, man. Okay. You know.
They all had their ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
it could be a really fucking hard. It could be a real shitty day where some cool shit happens too. Just take that and expand that into our lives over the years, man, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the initial point of taking a break and staying off the road to try to keep our health for all of us in order went on a lot longer than I think any of us had hoped. But, you know, I'd be home still doing that, and if Layne would have survived, you know? If he was still there and we weren't ready to play, I'd probably still be.
Right.
Who knows what I'd be doing? You know, I mean, knowing that I did know that we would eventually have got back together, but it has unfortunately panned out the way it has, and by the horrible nature of that has led to this. You know, you just don't. You have to just take life as it comes, and you take opportunities that feel right to you, and you deal with them and you try to handle them the best you can, you know. And I think it's as shocking to us as it is to anybody else that we are where we are right now. But it feels right, and it's the right thing for us to do, and we back it at 100%. And it hasn't been easy, and it's still not the easiest thing, but it's also a very rewarding thing. And every night you get reminded by that when you play, and all the people show up and they take part in that, because it's really about us and them, you know. It's not about the fucking whatever, some dickhead in a magazine or somebody. I don't really care about any of that.
I mean, the lesson is you can't control a lot of shit that happens to you, and everything that happens to you in life is not good, you know. But you don't just fucking give up, you know. You don't just stop living, you know. At some point you figure out, okay, well, this is the way it is. And by kind of dealing with those particular things and whatever those difficulties are, you end up fucking doing things that you never expected, or we're going places that you never expected, you know, and this is the most unexpected thing for us to be sitting here talking to you about this, and to have put that record out, and to have worked 3 or 4 years to even get to the point where that even felt okay or became a reality. We never expected any of that stuff, but I'm really fucking, I'm not glad about the way that it happened, but I'm totally glad about the fact that we have done all this work, and that it's paying off, you know. It's paying off because people are getting it, but first off, we all felt good enough to be able to do it. Shit, man, still get to do this for a living, you know. It's pretty fucking cool. And play your own music that you created, and to own all of that shit, and not fucking to own all of that stuff, and you know, not shy away from it, and be fucking proud of it. It's our fucking story, you know. It's nobody else's.
Last question. Are there still some songs left in the vault that you haven't released yet with Layne, recorded with Layne?
No.
Everything is out.
No, back then we pretty much, when we went in to record, that's what you got, you know.
Yeah.
There was a couple of little ideas maybe here and there, but I doubt it. I don't really think there's anything left, you know. Yeah.
And if there is, it's nothing
worth releasing.
nothing that we would want, or we know that he wouldn't want it released, so why would we put it out?
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.